We're here. I think we're live around the world. I'm claiming around the world. This is Frances O'Grady, and you're General Secretary of the TUC, the first woman ever.
I am.
Around the world, are there any women secretaries?
Oh, lots.
Oh, lots.
It's all changing.
But
the trade union movement
we
is
were
all
slow
50-50.
catching up. We were slow catching up.
A little bit, took our time, over 140 years, but yeah.
And is it good? Is it good being General Secretary?
It's fantastic.
Is it fun? Because I assume it doesn't get fun. Because I'm going into politics and I just assume I'm never going to hit the idea that it should be fun. It's just, everyone says, don't go in the politics. They're going to get waves of hatred coming your direction.
Somebody told me that you've got to take your pleasure where you can, Eddie.
There we go. That sounds like a video. There we go. So this is the big workplace meeting. This is the first one that we've done, and people are watching on screens across the country. Down that camera. Yeah, it's got through lots of cameras. I haven't done stuff like this, so I was just saying, we've got 15 minutes, so we've got to get through things. Yep. And then I'm going to get a sign that says 15 minutes is running out, but I don't see any sign. So you might just see this just disappear, and I haven't wrapped it up because this isn't what I do. So the big workplace meeting, yes?
Yes.
And across the country, people are watching on iPhones and iPads and computers and big screens, and so that's excellent getting the word out. The really good use of communications. And this is Heart Unions Week, which is I'm just pointing there, trying to look at the same with my eyes. And so we're going to talk about the trade union bill.
Yeah.
Key. And you should say a bit about yourself, or do you need to? Does everyone knows you, don't they? Or?
Well, hopefully they know I love unions, and right. I'm determined, alongside every other trade unionist, to stand up for working people and fairness, and that's why we've got to oppose this trade union bill. Okay, and I should mention that I actually started a union in about 1987, I think it was. I was a street performer. We were at Covent Garden, and the people who ran the Piazza, the shopping centre, it was the GLC owned it, and then they sold it to a company, and the company said, I think we'll get rid of this bunch of riffraff. And we said, ooh, we're not going to do that. So we set up a Street Performers Association. I was elected leader, and it was my first election. It's the last election I also had, the first one. And I won it, and now I'm going into politics in 4 years. So, yes, Street Performers, getting them working together, and that association still exists. So that's where I come from on this. Well, that's the brilliant thing. It's people from all walks of life, but everybody's united for looking for a fair deal. Fair deal. Fairness, very important thing. Okay, tell us about the union, the trade union bill. Why is it a bad bill? This is a very bad bill because it's about attacking what is a fundamental British liberty, the right to strike. Now, nobody takes that decision lightly. Striking is always a last resort. But if you are faced with an unreasonable employer, somebody who just won't compromise, then sometimes it's your only choice. And if we didn't have that right, then that would just be a license for all the bad employers out there to do what they liked. So you have to have some equality in the power relationship between employers and workers, and you've got to have some equality across the bargaining table. Otherwise, we would never have won equal pay, health and safety, learning opportunities, family-friendly rights. All of those rights that unions have fought for and won for working people would be put at risk if we didn't have that basic liberty. And haven't the number of strikes gone down massively since the 70s and 80s? Yeah, the government wants to tell a story that there is a massive problem with strike action instead of actually talking about the causes of strike action. In fact, internationally, historically, strike action is very low in the UK, but people have to have that right. Otherwise, it would be a license for Britain's worst employers to get away with everything. Right. So, what can we all do about this? Well, we're doing lots through Heart Unions Week. It's a great opportunity for us to talk about what it is that unions really do, stuff that you don't often read about in the media. But, you know, we've got people tuning in now from all over the country. They're at Weetabix, the botanical gardens in Edinburgh, hospitals, shop workers, factory workers, professionals. Everybody is tuning in because we all have this in common, that we know that if people join a union, they're more likely to get better and fairer pay, They're more likely to get time off to spend with their loved ones, more likely to get fantastic learning opportunities through organisations like Union Learn that otherwise working people just wouldn't get. So we are good for the economy, we're good for fairness, and that's why so many decent employers recognise and work with us. But this bill is all about making it harder for ordinary trade unionists to represent working people to get that fair deal that we all deserve.
But how do we stop this going through Parliament?
Well, we've got lots going on this week. People should check into the Heart Union's website and they'll find loads of campaign materials there. We're asking people to do simple things like write to their MPs, write to the local newspaper, run a stall in their local community. We've got a big petition going to number 10 Downing Street tomorrow. It would be fantastic if more people could sign that petition. I'm going to be there with some reps from different unions handing in that petition on behalf of working people.
How can people get to sign that union? Is it online?
If they click on to Heart Unions, and they'll find the petition on there. The more people who sign, the better. But the best thing that any of us can do is ask somebody to join a union, because the stronger we are, the more difficult it is for the government to attack us.
I totally understand that. So the Heart is heartunions.co.uk or .org?
.org.
.org.
Yeah.
Heartunions.org.
Yeah.
Okay. Or if you're in doubt,
just go onto the TUC website and you'll click
TUC
straight
or
through.
Google it.
Yeah.
That's good. So, and when does it go into Parliament so that they actually voting? How long have we got?
This bill is in the Lords now, and we've already run a fantastic rally and a mass lobby of the House of Commons. Now it's in the Lords. We still need people talking. If you know a Lord, if you know a bishop, talk to them, tell them why this bill is bad. But we need to keep the pressure up. In fact, we've got crossbenchers. Even some Conservatives are really worried about this bill, which of course David Davis said would be more suitable to Franco's Spain than a modern democracy
and David
like
Davis
Britain.
being
he's a
strong conservative.
But we've got people from right across the political spectrum are saying this is bad for Britain, it's not fair on workers, oppose this bill. I mean, basically they're introducing new measures like lifting the ban on agency workers being used to substitute for workers on strike. Now, actually, lots of members of the public are worried about that because it's bad for potentially health and safety. You've got a lot of workers who are not experienced doing a job that workers on strike are doing. Yep. But it's rigging the whole operation against ordinary working people being able to exercise their right to strike, and people understand this is just not fair.
And why is it being rushed through? Why are they doing it without due diligence?
Well, they are rushing it through very fast, and they've come a cropper on some of that actually, because they simply haven't thought it through. So the Lords, who actually a lot of them spend a lot of time thinking very carefully about what makes for good legislation, are raising all sorts of problems with the nature of the bill and whether or not it meets international standards and indeed human rights law, because I think the government hasn't really checked that one out yet.
So pressure has to be done now.
It's really important that we keep it up.
Right. And yes, impact on public services is a question. Obviously, people on public services. So what will be the impact?
Well, the government wants to make it even harder. It wants to make it hard for everybody, but it's introducing this double threshold into public services of turnout of voters that we've got to get in order to mount lawful strike action. Otherwise, we could be dragged through the courts and our funds hit.
What is the double threshold?
So everybody has to get a 50% turnout, but in essential public services, you have to get 40% of all those entitled to vote. Now, that might sound fair on the surface, but these are thresholds that aren't applied in any other form of life. I don't think we're going to have a threshold on that EU referendum, and I don't think there are many police commissioners who would meet that threshold, and lots of MPs would struggle too. But what really is galling is that they're saying we can't use, uniquely in Britain, trade unions aren't allowed to use e-voting in the 21st century to boost turnout. Now, if this really is about democratic participation, surely we should be using e-balloting, workplace balloting, the best, safe and secure, independently supervised ways of encouraging people to exercise their right to vote.
So they're just, it seems like they're just trying to stamp down. I mean, what negative argument can they put up for not using e-voting?
They say safety and security, but of course they've used e-balloting, the Conservative Party, to select their candidate for mayor, Zach Goldsmith. If it's good enough for Conservative Party members and safe enough for them, why isn't it safe enough for working people?
Complete double standards there. Impact in Scotland and Wales.
Yes.
A little different? Or?
Well, there's fantastic campaigning going on from our unions in Scotland and Wales, but also through the Scottish and Welsh governments to oppose this bill. And in Wales in particular, we believe they've got really strong grounds to say that you cannot impose this on Wales without the Welsh Assembly giving their consent to it. I think there are some signs that the government may be worried that this is more trouble than it's worth, but we'll have to see. But in particular, of course, the whole bill is attacking our funds by looking to check off the arrangements where agreements we have with employers about how you pay your membership dues with the consent of the individual worker. The government wants to ban that to hit our funds, and Wales and Scotland are saying, well, we're not having that. Now, that would be fantastic if we could get a breakthrough there, but it wouldn't be fair on workers and unions in England if we don't get equal treatment across the board. Right.
Okay, so so this is the time to do it. So are we okay on time? This Heart Unions Week. That's all this week.
It's all this week, running right up to Valentine's Day.
All right, Valentine's Day. Is that the key? Is that
it is for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we're going to spread the love right through to Sunday.
So people who are watching right now, they need to get online, get active, make sure they can do as much as they can. We're talking about people in the Lords, so it's bishops and lords and
it's bishops and lords, but it's everybody. We need to talk to all our friends. We need to raise it in our communities, in our trade union branches. Make sure every worker, every potential friend and ally knows about this. We can all do our bit. We can all make a contribution to making this campaign the toughest that the government has ever faced.
Right. So yeah, I think, and we should give a shout out to everyone who is watching today. It's a Society of Chiropodists and Podiatrists watching. So there's a shout out going out to them. The University and College Union, Unite Unison, people from the Fire Brigades Union. Thank you if you're watching. Hopefully you are watching. Big hello to members of branches of USTOR and GMB as well, who should also be watching. And I believe there's been a crawler going across saying hello to people who are out there. So, oh yes, you should use the hashtag. If you're sending tweets, making anything on social media, hashtag heartunions, and obviously you don't draw that. I think maybe you can draw that. No, I think you have to write out HEART, then it sort of works easier. Put that out, and those hashtags really they're good. If everyone's doing hashtag heartunion, then it sort of gets momentum. So, yes, good. I think have we covered it. Is there anything else you would like to?
Well, no, I think it's fantastic. This is a first for us, and I think we should do more in the future. It's a great way for everybody to connect up across Britain, working people. We're proud of our unions, we love our unions, and we're going to keep fighting together for fairness.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for being here. That is all the time we have today. This has been the first big workplace meeting, I should say. It's a big workplace meeting. Online, going to screens on your iPads, your iPhones. We've been here talking to Francis O'Grady. And so this is the time to get involved, get online, hashtag Hearts Unions, and get out there and try and stop the trade union bill going through. This is the time to do it right now. Thank you very much for your help. Thank you for watching. Thank you.